And now to give us a perspective from a large urban college, I'd like to turn to our host today, the president of Anne Arundel Community College, Dr. Marty Smith.
Thank you, Carol. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good to see you all. First of all, I want to thank you very much for showing your interest in this very important issue by being with us today. I would like to make a couple comments in general about the completion agenda, and then I've been asked to specifically talk for a minute or two about the initiative here at Anne Arundel Community College. As you all know, the completion agenda nationally really was launched by President Obama when he challenged all of our country's colleges and universities to produce more college graduates. Once again, our country needs to be #1 in the world in terms of the percentage of our population with college degrees. So he charged all of the colleges and universities in this country to do that. So one of the primary points I think needs to be made is that this completion agenda, that's what we're calling it, this completion agenda must be grounded in the mission of each of the various segments of higher education. There are the public universities and colleges, the private colleges and universities, for-profit colleges and universities, and of course the community colleges. So each of us need to approach this completion agenda grounded in our respective missions. And as you all know, community colleges were created in this country over 100 years ago with the very distinct and noble mission to provide access to higher education for everyone who shows benefit of being able to benefit from higher education. So we have a really expansive mission which we are very passionate about. Fundamental to meeting this mission is taking students where they are in their journey of lifelong learning, taking them where they are and helping them get to the next point, and so that they will continue their education. So if you think about our mission and our students as coming to education on a continuum, we serve students who are at the very beginning of that continuum. Some of them are just getting their GEDs, some have dropped out of high school, some are getting their English as a second language certificate so that they can continue to access higher education. We serve high school students who are gifted and talented, and on the other end of the continuum we serve students who have dropped out, and we are here for those students. And of course we are here for the myriad of adult students who are coming to us either to enter the workforce or to move within the workforce or to change jobs and careers completely. And then those students often come back to the community colleges to get additional certifications and credentials in order to continue in the workforce. We like to think of the fact that many of our students are workers who are also learning, and others of our students are learners who are also working. And when you look at the students who are enrolled in our community colleges, we clearly are where America goes to college. So that's why it's very important that when we think about this completion agenda, we must include validating and acknowledging and celebrating our students' achievements along that entire continuum of lifelong learning. Many of us have had speakers at our GED graduations, and these speakers have had multiple master's degrees and PhDs, and we've heard them say that probably the most important credential they ever received was their GED, because their GED approved to them that they could be successful, and it motivated them to continue their journey of lifelong learning. So we want to look at the completion agenda as a very expansive agenda. Last year, in direct response to President Obama's charge to our country's colleges and universities, Anne Arundel Community College launched our initiative, Student Success 2020. And the specific purpose of Student Success 2020 is to help more students be more successful in achieving their educational goals. And while we are helping students attain their educational goals, we at Anne Arundel Community College are establishing our own goals. And our goal for Student Success 2020 is to double the number of degrees and certificates and workforce credentials that we will be awarding by 2020. And again, I want to say that included in those numbers will be not only associate degrees and credit certificates, but as some of my colleagues have mentioned, professional certificates such as the Physician's Assistant Certificate, which actually requires a baccalaureate, industry certifications in healthcare, IT, and the emerging new green industries, as well as many credentials that are created when we work with local business and industry, and they look to us to verify learning for their industry. So while in fact the numbers are very important, that we are all setting numbers that we want to achieve, I think in summary I would say we all agree that the real most important outcome of the completion agenda is helping more and more students complete the credentials and the degrees and the certificates that they need and want to complete in order to continue to be contributing citizens and workers.